The whole internet lied to you about making money. Now, I know you're like, didn't you build a seven-figure online business? I did. Didn't your first digital product do a little over 900K? It did. Don't you have a community where you help contentpreneurs increase their income, impact, and influence online? I do. And because of that, I feel like it's my responsibility to keep it real with you because the way that majority of creators are out here talking about online business, it's a complete lie. And I'm gonna give you the real. It's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break down this whole online business facade. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you'll probably just skip your happy cell phone down the yellow brick road and get to the end and realize that the Wizard of Oz ain't real when you could have just stayed in Kansas and been building a successful online business for yourself. But look, majority of people online, they're making the outcome look easy, but the journey isn't. And building your business online, it's simple, but a lot of times people mistake the word simple for being easy when they have two totally separate definitions. So the internet, they sell the dream. So when you're online, you see people showcasing the lifestyle more than what it actually takes to get the lifestyle that they're marketing. Majority of people online are lifestyle marketers. So they'll show you the freedom, they'll show you the money, they'll show you the travel. But the success is built through being consistent with content, being consistent with refining and making good offers for the marketplace, building systems for yourself that do the work for you. And system, SYSTM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. To whereas you do the work once, create a system, and that system works for you nonstop, 24/7, 365. And that's how you get your time back. And that's how you really do make more while working less. And it all comes with consistency of you refining your system over time. So what you see is people highlight reels. What you don't see is the behind the scenes and the in between of the actual highlight reel. I don't know off the top of my head which law it is, but one of the 48 laws of power is to make everything look easy, right? So many people out here are being done dirty and having a bad feeling when they do buy some type of information from somebody because they're not fully understanding what it is that they're getting into when they make a purchase to buy somebody's course or buy somebody's framework or buy somebody's system or the new trendy way to build passive income online and whatnot. They're not buying into learning the skills. They're buying into whatever dream that somebody is showing them in lifestyle. And that's not what you want to do if you want to be successful. If you want to be successful online, what you need to do is that you need to pick one vehicle. It's not about what the business model is. It doesn't matter if it's an agency, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, trading, content creation, digital products, AI agents, AI agencies, whatever the model is, that doesn't matter. What matters is the vehicle. So in business, all that people want to do is go from where they are right now to where they want to be, right? They want a desired result from a current situation. All that we have to do is focus on closing what I call the transformation gap here. And all that we're doing is packaging a solution in a vehicle that is going to take them from here to here. And that's it. So you need to pick one vehicle, and that's the game here also. People, they lack focus. And focus stands for follow one course until successful. Until you pick one vehicle to focus on and put 100% of your time, energy, effort, resources, and money behind, you are going to stay in a perpetual loop of trying new things and failing at those new things and trying something new and failing something. And you're never going to find something that is going to work for you, right? So the vehicle, you need to pick one, go deep with it, master it, and stay with it. Most people don't fail because the opportunity doesn't work. They fail because they don't spend enough time with anything. They don't have what I call the stick-to-itiveness to stay in something long enough to whereas a compounding effect can start to happen and they'll start to see their desired results. You need to do less things better, not to do more things. So what people don't understand is that success typically has an exponential growth curve. What I mean by this is this. People think that success looks like this, that it's linear, when it's not. Success actually looks like this. It has an exponential growth curve. You typically see results all at once when you've been consistent at something for an extended period of time. But what most people don't know about success and what they try to emulate and what they typically are buying into the dreams of is this exponential growth curve right here. But they don't see what happens before this part of the graph. So what success actually looks like is this. And then this is what exponential growth curve is. So check this. Everybody, they all start at the same level. But then you hear about something to whereas you think that you can do it, or you think that it sounds easy, or you watch some Aston CEO video and you're like, oh man, this guy's talking about how you can sell digital products. Oh, I can do that. I can monetize my intellectual property. Your energy, your excitement is at an all-time high, but you haven't acquired the information yet in order to be able to make it work for you. So when you acquire more information, you typically hit this low right here, and that's where 9 times out of 10 people quit, because they get more information, they start to apply some of that information that they acquired, and then they're like, oh, this is going to be hard. This isn't as easy as everybody on the internet makes it seem. And then they quit. But the people that find success, they make it through what I call this valley of despair, and they turn into the person to where the work can work for. So when people quit here, they say things like, oh, this doesn't work, and they try something new. And then they just get stuck in this perpetual loop right here of hearing about something new, starting it, quitting, starting quitting, starting quitting, starting quitting, right? To where the people that find success, they're able to make it through this entire low point right here, and the work starts to work on them, and it turns them into the person that they need to be for it to work for. It's impossible for work not to work. If something's currently not working for you, then it's working on you, and it's turning you into the person that you need to be for it to work for. That happens in this whole point right here. So then when you have your success, it seems like it all happens at once, and you have this exponential growth curve, and then people see that and they want to emulate that, and they say, oh, I want this. But they're not willing to put in what that individual put in during this whole valley of despair, right? So you need to pick one vehicle and stick with it until you're in a position to where you have become somebody that is deserving of the success that you desire. Because as of right now, everybody, including me and you, we have maxed out the level that we are able to achieve of 100% of who we currently are. If we could get more, we would, but we're not capable yet. We have to go through this to turn into that person that's deserving of it. Now, no matter what you see on the internet, everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's monetizing the digital product. They're learning the skill, and they're teaching the skill, and they're teaching either that skill or implementation of that skill. That's how 100% of people are making money online, outside of if they have some type of software or something like that. But a lot of people that are selling some type of software, they're selling a software that is attached to some type of skill, and then they're teaching the skill so they can monetize with the software. But regardless, the software is a digital product also. Everybody is selling not only informational, but transformational digital products that are delivering a result to somebody and taking somebody from where they are right now to where they want to be. That's it. So whatever the new hot thing is, there's nothing new under the sun. Everybody that you consume content from, or everybody that you're thinking of, this is the new way to make money or new business, they're all doing the same thing, selling the digital product. So you need to pick a skill, master that skill, package that skill in a digital product, and deliver the result of learning that skill or implementation of that skill to somebody else. And you get attention through YouTube. YouTube is a new funnel. Why is this? Funnel is a term that is coined in marketing. And how most marketers view funnels is this. A funnel, you have your top of funnel, you have your middle of funnel, and you have bottom of funnel, right? Tofu, mofu, bofu. Top of funnel basically just stands for a cold audience, people that aren't aware of you. Middle of funnel is basically like a warm audience, people that have some brand familiarity. And then bottom of funnel is like a hot, warm audience. This is something in paid marketing that actually works in content creation too. And a funnel concept is what a lot of paid marketers do, right? So they'll run ads at different ad levels for people that are not aware of the brand or the product, have somewhat familiarity, and are really, really hot, right? And people, they think that content works as this as well, but a funnel technically doesn't work anymore. I'm not saying that funnels don't work, but how the market has totally changed. So it's more like what I call a solar system, to where people are staying in orbit more so than going directly through a funnel. So with this solar system aspect, if you just imagine that your main problem or your product that you solve, this is your niche, right? Think of a solar system as a sun. Then what orbits around the sun? You have your planets, right? Well, these are going to be our content buckets, the types of things that we talk about within our videos. Well, outside of a planet, what orbits a planet? You have a moon, right? These are going to be the types of content that we make. There's 5 types of moons. You have answering specific questions, teaching specific skills, trend surfing, influencer surfing, and telling stories, right? Well, people are going to become aware of you because they're looking for solutions to their problems in their life, right? And the gravitational pull of your content is going to pull them within this orbit. They're going to watch one of your content buckets, one of your planets here. They're going to get drawn into your orbit, and then they're going to stay in the orbit because you're only going to make certain types of videos in each one of these actual content buckets. I'll give you a link to a step-by-step process to build this system at the end of this video, but it's more like an orbit now. So instead of going directly through a funnel like this, people, they're staying in the orbit of a gravitational pull of somebody's content, and then they're making a purchasing decision, because we're in a trust economy right now. And people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust. There's been a study by Google that says on average it takes somebody's around 7 hours to make a purchasing decision. This funnel concept, not that it doesn't exist, but it's not so much of a direct funnel like a lot of digital marketers are thinking now. It's more so like a orbiting solar system now, where people are staying in orbit and consuming video after video after video from somebody. So the new funnel is YouTube, because YouTube is the #1 discovery engine, period, because it's the biggest platform, biggest streaming platform, period. It's the biggest. It's bigger than Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Disney Plus. That's why if you pay attention to the market of podcasting, Netflix has done a deal with iHeartMedia to bring iHeart's biggest podcast over to Netflix, because they're trying to compete with they're trying to compete with YouTube, YouTube's the biggest streaming platform, and it's the second biggest search engine. It's a discovery magnet. It's a discovery engine. And even if you just think about short form content, everybody comes to YouTube to learn how to grow on short form. Somebody that wants to grow an Instagram channel doesn't go to Instagram to learn that. They come to YouTube. Somebody who wants to grow on TikTok comes to YouTube and learns how to grow on TikTok from somebody that makes long form YouTube content. People that want to make faceless channels come on YouTube and learn from somebody with a face about how to learn the faceless, because the people that are talking about the faceless stuff know that their digital product would not make money if they didn't attach a face to it. Regardless, back to this one vehicle, everybody's selling some type of digital product. You need to do the same. But YouTube, it draws attention. You convert a percentage of that attention into leads, and a percentage of those leads will convert to sales. So if you create with value, build trust, because people buy things from people that they know, like, and trust, and genuinely make an offer to people, not try to sell stuff to people, but position your offer as a logical next best step and offer somebody help with the problems that they're going through. That's how you're going to get paid. And when you're thinking like this, you're thinking like a contentpreneur instead of a content creator. You're treating each and every single video like it's data. That's what it is. I would much rather have a video with 100 views get a sale than a video with 10,000 views that doesn't get sales. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, this thought came to mind. I'm going to make a YouTube video about this. I have a video that only has like maybe 2,000 or 3,000 views that made me 6 figures. It's because I treat each video like data points, and it's hard to grow what you aren't measuring, right? You want to track the proper metrics in your business, KPIs, which stands for key performance indicators, right? If you have a micro niche YouTube channel, you can do a lot of things with a far less audience, and you don't need to have the amount of views that you think that you need in order to build a successful online business for yourself. You only need to build the right audience. So always think buyers, always think leads over views. What are we in this for? Right? Pusha T, this rapper, he has this song called More Famous Than Rich. And basically that's the hook. Y'all want to be more famous than rich. Like, what are we in this for? We want to be contentpreneurs and grow a real business for ourselves, not content creators. But with this, you need to understand the algorithm. So many people are focused on the algorithm, and they're wasting time watching all these videos on YouTube about how to hack the algorithm and every algorithm update. When if you just study people, and more so study human psychology, then you will understand the algorithm, because the algorithm simply just follows the audience, right? Anytime you hear algorithm, take that word, crumble it up like a little piece of paper, go to the nearest trash can and say Kobe, and shoot it into the can. Don't think algorithm, think audience. And audience is just people. And think, what do people do? And then you'll see the patterns, and you'll be able to pretty easily, and this is something that is easy to do, get in front of the right people. So stop chasing hats and start solving problems, because people are searching for the solutions to their problems daily. Think about when somebody comes on YouTube. What are they looking to do? They're looking to, for one, either be entertained by something, or two, solve a problem. Well, if we're thinking about being contentpreneurs, we don't want to make something that's entertaining. It's hard to make it in the entertainment business, but it starts to become very simple and downright easy if you make something that somebody is searching for that problem for. The algorithm by default is going to place you in front of that person. And be consistent with this, because you're looking to build a relationship with somebody. Right? This is something that nobody online is talking about, and all this making money online and easy passive income and all that type of stuff. You're building a relationship with somebody. Remember, people buy stuff from people that they know, like, and trust. Well, in any relationship, whether it be friendship, family members, romantically, you do not want to be a part of that relationship if somebody is not consistently showing up for you. That's the same thing in content. People, they come to me all the time and they're like, oh, I'm not making any money in my business. And then I look and they haven't uploaded a video in 3 weeks. People aren't trusting that you will show up for them. Now, here's the thing. People are monetizing digital products, but people are thinking that it's the product that people are buying. They're not. They're buying you first. And they're trusting in you as a trusted authority that has a certain level of expertise about what it is that you're talking about. That's what they're buying first. And that trust that they build in you through you consistently showing up and building that relationship with them is why they will buy your offer from you. It's not just the offer, it's you. You are the product first. And that's what nobody is out here talking about on the internet. And that's why so many people are struggling, because they're just going out here and they're creating stuff and they're making skills, and they're acquiring skills, or they're writing ebooks, or they're building courses, or they're launching communities, but they're not consistently showing up, building a relationship with their audience, because they're buying you first and they're buying your product secondly. So you have to consistently show up for people, and then you only focus on helping the right people, and the algorithm will follow. If you think of serving people, because as an entrepreneur, you simply are a servant of people. I know everybody wants to make it seem like, oh, you want to boss up and be the boss in online business and whatever, be your own boss. As an entrepreneur, the people that you are serving are your boss, and you work for them. That's how it is in business. Everybody wants the lifestyle of the boss, but in order to be the boss, you have to serve your customer base. You are a servant of people. And as soon as you stop thinking about how you can make some money off of some people and think about how can you genuinely add value to people and serve these people, that is going to be the paradigm shift that is going to start to make you making some life-changing income fairly quickly. Serve people, the algorithm will serve you. Stop trying about how you can use people to make money and start thinking about how you can use your money to serve and help people. And that alone will change everything for you. And that's basic human psychology as well. When we receive something of value by nature, we feel indebted and want to do something back of value. And money is simply just a symbol that value has been exchanged. That's it. So many people want to make money, but they don't even understand what money is. Every single thing that you spend $1 on, you only spend it on something that has a perceived value to you. And then you only spend it on stuff to where the perceived value is worth more than the money that you have, or else you wouldn't spend it. We say things like, oh, it's not worth it. Oh, I found it cheaper somewhere else. We only spend our dollar on things to where the value that we receive in exchange is worth more to us than what the dollar is, or else we would hold on to our money. When you obsess on coming up with other people's problems and you consistently show up and show them that you have obsessed on their problems more than they have, well, now your offer has a perceived value of more than the dollar that they're going to spend on it. It starts to become very simple to build a successful business when you're basically just selling $100 bills for $10. That's a rule of thumb that I have in my business. I don't want to think about what is this worth. That's why so many people struggle. I want to say, is this going to be a no-brainer to where they basically feel stupid if they say no to it? Can I sell a $100 bill for $10? That's an easy sell. I don't think, oh, what is this worth? I think, can I come up with an unequal value proposition for the market? I do the same in my content. That's why I literally get comments on a daily basis from people talking about how they get more value from my free content than courses that they've paid thousands of dollars for. People get results from my free content, whereas they hadn't gotten results from courses that they paid thousands of dollars for. People are getting results from a free course that I have on YouTube that's 5.5 hours, that they got results from that information, got a transformation, and they've paid 5 figures for masterminds and high-ticket masterminds and coaching programs and whatnot. Value and unequal value propositions will set you apart in the marketplace, and it will bring you abundance. Stop thinking about how you can nickel and dime or make money off of people and simply just help people, all right? Now, when you're thinking about helping people, this is something that a lot of people need to get over the mental barrier as well online. Nobody cares, and that's okay. Nobody is supposed to care. So for starters, starting off, this is something that is hard for a lot of people to stomach. Within your circle, nobody's going to care. Your friends, your family member, at times, your significant others, they're not going to care. I remember an ex of mine at the time. I had a friend that was in the entertainment business. He's actually still in the entertainment business. He's a successful producer and videographer in Hollywood and stuff like that. But at the time, he was an aspiring rapper. I went to one of his shows late night to support. I didn't do what I needed to do in my business. So as soon as I got home at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, I started to work, and I grabbed my camera, and I remember I recorded myself. And I was given the message of like, no matter what you do, you still got to do the work. I remember my ex woke up the next morning, and the first thing that I heard from her was she opened up her phone, she saw my video, and she was like, why'd you record this? You think people want to hear about what you doing? Come to find out all these years later, guess what? People do want to hear what I got to say about what I'm doing in my business, right? But at the time, that hurt. I know how I'm wired and how I am as a person. Anytime I acquire any information about anything, I run and I tell my loved ones. I tell my parents about it. I tell my friends about it. I tell my family members about it. Nobody listened. When I stopped doing this, I had a mentor at one point. He said, man, stop trying to tell everybody what you know. They're not going to listen. Why are they not going to listen? Because you haven't become it yet. Because in their minds, they're thinking, well, if everything that you say is such good info and if this works, why ain't you doing it? So he said, apply the info, become it, and then let them come and ask you how you did it. And don't move with the energy of spitefulness, he said. He said, when they do come, because they are going to come, be willing to then share the information. So I just became it. Then guess what? People started to come to me for the information. Same thing goes online. Online as well. People, they're not going to care about you. They shouldn't. Why should they? People are self-serving first. So a lot of times people are really struggling in creating content to attract the right viewer to their channel, which is going to build their business, because they're making stuff that they want to make when nobody cares about who you are, what you have to say, and what you care to make. They're self-serving first. What am I going to get from this interaction of me investing the most valuable asset that I have, which is my time, in you? What am I going to get? Which goes back to focusing on actual people instead of yourself. Nobody cares, and that's cool. But as you become something else, because the be comes before the get, we have to become something greater to get our desired result. A lot of people are thinking that they're going to get something and then become something. That's not the case. The more that you become, then people in your circle, they will start to believe. And the audience online, the more that you consistently show up and show them that you have obsessed on coming up with solutions to their problems more than they have, that's when they will start to care. But just get this through your mind. Nobody cares. They care about themselves. Even people that consume my content consistently, I know that they don't care about me. I know that they care about them. Now, I'm not trying to sound all dark and stuff like that. I know that some people do care about Aston. They do care about my well-being and stuff like that. But that got to a point to whereas they spent enough time with me consistently to get to that point. But initially, they didn't care. They cared that did I have some type of information that will help them increase their income, impact, and influence online? Do I have some type of information that will help them live a life that they desire? Because typically they're doing something to whereas they hate the way that they're making money, because most people sign up for the 40-40-40 scam. Work 40 hours a week for at least 40 years of your life to retire for 40% of your income, right? That's what they cared about. I know that if I stop making content, my audience is going to find somebody else to get what they need from them, because they care about themselves first, as they have every single right to, and as they should. Humans are self-serving first. If they're not getting what they need from here, they're going to find somewhere else to get it from. The quicker that you get that through your mind and know that nobody cares, and it doesn't matter if anybody cares. It doesn't matter if anybody else doesn't see the vision. You have to see the vision, and if you can see the vision, then that means that it's real. God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, would not grant you a vision that is not real. Plus, that's not how the mind works anyways. We can't envision something that isn't real. So if you see the vision for yourself, that means that it exists on this side of this dimensional plane and it's for you. But you have to become the person that is deserving of what you desire, to whereas you can actually paint that patina of that fruition into this realm on this side of the dimension. That's how all that law of attraction stuff works that people talk about, right? But with this, you need to understand that as you're consistently building, those small wins that most people aren't going to celebrate is what's going to compound and give you those exponential huge results that seem like it just happened overnight. The small wins compound. So Each little view. Don't don't get down on that when you only see a video got 30 something views. A member of my community doesn't have one YouTube video that has over 30 views. Just 3 weeks ago, he got a $10,000 sale. Think about that. He doesn't have one YouTube video that exceeds 30 views. He made $10,000. Get over the vanity metrics of content. Those little numbers that you see on the screen, those are real life people on the other side of it. You're getting 30 views per video instead of saying, oh, I only got 30 views. Get excited about that and saying, man, these 30 people decided to invest their most valuable asset that they can't get back, which is their time, with me. Let me show up again for those 30 people. About 2 years ago, I was getting like 30 to 50 views on a video. Yeah, so what? Those are real people, and that stuff, it compounds because those viewers are going to turn into subscribers. Those subscribers are going to turn into leads. Those leads are going to turn into sales. And then you're going to start to grow your customer base. Those small wins, they don't look like much, but they build your actual business. And even outside of what I'm talking about with just these vanity metrics that everybody's focused on as far as views and subscribers and all this type of stuff, it's the small things that give you the bigger results. There's something called the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule states that you get 80% of your results from 20% of your efforts. The problem that most people are messing up is that they're focused on the wrong things, and they're focused on the 80% of things that only bring them in the few of their results, instead of only focusing in on the 20% of things that will bring you in the brunt of your results. So I'll use my channel within the past 30 days as an example, or YouTube's analytics usually show the past 28 days. So I'll use my channel, Real Life, as an example. This past month, with my YouTube channel, I've been doing experiments. And one of the experiments that I wanted to do as a whole entire baseline for my channel was to increase the click-through rate on my thumbnails, because I know the meta on YouTube that will give me the results that I want faster would be increasing my click-through rate on my videos, right? So you'll see within the past month, my click-through rate's a 5.7%. Well, if I show you what my click-through rate was last month at the time of me recording this video, overall for my channel, my click-through rate was a 5% even. Just me increasing my click-through rate overall on my channel by less than 1%. Look at the results of this, because currently, overall on my channel, 5.7%. I just raised it from 5% to 5.7%, not even 1 whole percent. But that tiny change that I put all my focus in on the month, it got me almost 200% more impressions. If you're not familiar with what an impression is just an eyeball, not a view, but an eyeball. And that's the core metric on how everything is judged in marketing. Years ago, I used to run ads. Years ago, I was paying about $25 to $30 per 1,000 impressions, right? It's called a CPM, cost per mil. If you're doing advertising, that's how they charge you. Mil is just a fancy word for 1,000, but they charge you per 1,000 impressions. A couple years ago when I was running ads, I was paying somewhere around $25 to $30 per 1,000 impressions. Just by me improving my thumbnails, less than 1%, I got almost 2 million impressions, which is almost 200% more than the previous 28 days. And if you do the math off of that from when I used to run ads, let's do 2 million divided by 1,000. Let's ask Siri. What's 2 million divided by 1,000? 2,000, right? So if I take 2,000 and then I multiply that by 30, let's see if the whiteboard does magic right here. Boom, look at that. That's 60,000. Just from me increasing which a lot of people wouldn't think that's a big thing to increase. But just from me increasing my click-through rate on my YouTube channel by putting that focus on it and increasing it less than 1% over the month, I just got over $60,000 worth of the same amount of impressions that I would have had to spend in Facebook ads. I got $60,000 worth of attention just from increasing something less than 1 percentage point. And on top of that, instead of paying $60,000 to get some attention, I got paid a couple $1,000, $2,500, right? That's all from understanding the meta and understanding that it's going to be the small, minuscule things that are going to give me the big results. We got to do less things better. That's why I said to focus. Everything comes down to focus. Follow one course until successful. This was the one thing that I put majority of my attention, effort, energy, and caloric brain power on. If you didn't know it, thinking burns calories. I put that on that one task. And me just raising that less than 1% got that much of a result. And my business on the back end grew as well, right? Those small wins are what's going to compound. So what is going to be your 80-20 of what you're going to focus on? What is going to be the few things that you need to focus on online in your business that is going to bring you the huge results? And it's not going to be all that sexy stuff. What a lot of people don't realize is that success is boring. Success is boring. People think that it's going to be some sexy thing that's going to do it. No, it's focusing and locking in on the boring, medial task on a day-to-day basis, which is going to do it for you. And everybody online, when they're showing the lifestyle, it's called lifestyle marketing because they're selling a dream more so than a result. They're showing the laptop everywhere. They're showing the planes. They're showing the Lamborghinis. Here's the thing about Lamborghinis, and maybe I'm just saying this, maybe I'm a little jaded because I know some very strange guys that have Lamborghinis. Everybody that I have met that has a Lamborghini, I personally know off the top of my head, probably over 10 people that have a Lamborghini. They are all very, very, very insecure people. And not one person that I know that has a Lamborghini where the doors go up. They all have the Lamborghini where the doors open. Regular. Actually, a couple months ago at Chipotle, I met a guy that had a Lamborghini. He had I'm not a car guy. He had like the big boy Lamborghini. I think he had an Aventador where the doors went up. I don't know that guy. I met that guy. I'm talking about everybody else that I know. Having a fancy car, it doesn't take much. Everybody I know that has a Lamborghini, if you are just willing to put down a lump sum of money as a down payment, $30,000, $40,000, and then maybe even less than that, and then they give you an older Lamborghini and you have some crazy car payment, and now you have your Lamborghini. It's not something fancy to do. Like, I was having this conversation a few weeks ago with my mama. I was like, Mama, and my mama's not a car person. We were just talking about cars and stuff. I'm like, Mama, you could go get a Lamborghini if you wanted to. And I told her how it goes down, and I know a guy whose business is getting these Lamborghinis and delivering them to these people, and then he does a whole social media post of the deliverable and whatever, and that's his business, and he's digitizing that and making that a digital product to teach other people how to get into this luxury car business and stuff. But he broke down like the whole business I'm like, that's not that hard to do. And he was like, yeah, it's crazy that people think that that's success. Like, just throw some of your money down the drain, get a high payment over a long period, and boom, you got an old Lamborghini. But it's not the fancy lifestyle stuff that's going to build your business. It's doing the consistent, boring things on a day-to-day basis and having a successful day each day, which will turn into you having a successful week, which will compound into you having a successful month, which will compound to having a successful quarter, to having a successful year, to having a successful years. But so many people aren't willing to do the boring things that they stay in that perpetual loop of, like I said, trying something, quitting, trying something, quitting, trying something, quitting, that they don't let the boringness go into where it works. And there's not much that goes into this. You post consistently, you improve, you repeat, you post, and you refine your offer over time and realize that you're not going to start with the perfect product. The only way that you do have that perfect product that so many people think that they need is by getting something into the hands of the market, getting something into the hands of real people, and staying in constant feedback loops with those people, and then refining your offer over time while you're consistently doing this, while you're consistently showing up, providing value, improving, repeating. And then guess what? Wake up and do it again tomorrow. I do the same few things each and every single day. It's boring. Just like anything else. If you want to get in shape, guess what? It's boring to eat right every day. It's boring to get proper rest. It's boring to drink the proper amount of water. It's boring to do the same workouts. Yeah, every once in a while you might find something else to whereas you can have fun with your workout. You can play pickleball, you can go and play softball, you can do these things. But if you're going to the gym, it's going to be boring. And most people that are consistently going to the gym, guess what they'll tell you? They don't feel like going most days, but they have the discipline to whereas they're still going to do it when the motivation isn't there, because motivation is just an emotion. It's a feeling. Just like any other emotion, it doesn't stay. It waits. It fades away. I'm disciplined enough to consistently do the necessary things required to have a positive impact on my business, even when I don't feel like it. So stop comparing your day 1 to somebody else's year 10. Your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. Most people don't fail because their idea is bad. They fail because they quit before the compounding starts. And if you're serious about finally walking within your purpose and building your income, impact, and influence with YouTube and a digital product, and turning your YouTube into a digital product sales system, then go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Crowded at the Top community. And look forward to building with you. And go ahead and check out this course right here for an entire step-by-step process of how you can actually build an online business. A free course. Break it all down. It's Crowded at the Top.